Yo, 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 yo. Week 5 has come and gone, and that can only mean one thing. Week 5 performance tier list. We're going to rank how the top 25 performed this past week. We got 4 newcomers into the top 25 for this week. We got Baylor, NC State, Oklahoma State, and Wake Forest. We're going to see how they did this week, as well as the other teams that are in the top 25. Let's go. Let's start with the Friday game. We got Iowa at Maryland. Number 5, Iowa won 51-14. This was a huge win for Iowa because, top team on the road during a weekday tends to be bad news for the ranked team. Iowa come in, took care of business. Maryland was undefeated going into this game, as well as Iowa, and Iowa handled their business 51-14. I'm going to have to give Iowa a dominant win. That was a great win for them. Another Friday game, BYU at Utah State. Same thing, ranked team going on the road during a weekday. Crazy things tend to happen in that scenario. BYU won 34-20. Utah State had one loss going into that game. BYU won 34-20. I think for BYU, I think that was a good win. All right, getting into the Saturday games. Number 2, Georgia took on number 8, Arkansas, and won 37-0. Shutouts are never easy, but to shut out a top 10 team that many people were picking to win this game, to pull the upset, is just absolutely insane. No doubt about it. Georgia gets a dominant win. All right, we got Ole Miss at Alabama. Ole Miss was ranked 12th. Alabama was 1st in the nation. Both teams were undefeated going to this game. A lot of people liked Ole Miss to win this game after what they saw last year, because they almost pulled the win out last year in a shootout game. They scored a ton of points that game. This one was not the case. Alabama jumped up to, I think, a 35-0 lead. And Ole Miss, they were held scoreless in the first half. They somewhat made it a respectable score towards the end, but still, Alabama gets a dominant win. All right, number 3, Oregon versus Stanford. Man, down goes Oregon. Stanford won 31-24 in overtime. When I stopped watching this game, Oregon was up 24-17 late in the 4th, and they were running away with it. They had all the momentum. I had to leave, so I didn't get to watch the end of the game, and I checked the score and saw that Stanford won in overtime. Stanford had 0 offense going for them in the second half. It's amazing that Stanford come back and won this game. And Oregon being the number 3 team, getting beat by Stanford, that was 2-2 at the time. Unfortunately, Oregon shit the bed. Sorry for your loss. Indiana at Penn State. Penn State, the number 4 team, won 24-0. Indiana's been a disappointment this year. Another shutout, 24-0. Indiana didn't get a single point. I'll give Penn State the dominant win. That's pure dominance. All right, number 6, Oklahoma at Kansas State. Oklahoma won 37-31. Very close game. Kansas State has beaten Oklahoma the past 2 seasons. Not this time. Oklahoma gets the win. Hard-fought game. Oklahoma gets a good win. Cincinnati, Notre Dame. This was a wild game matchup-wise. Number 7, Cincinnati goes to number 9, Notre Dame, and gets to win 24-13. This was really their toughest game on their schedule, and they did what they had to do. Cincinnati gets a dominant win, and Notre Dame took the L. They didn't shit the bed, but they took the L. All right, number 10, Florida at Kentucky. Kentucky has 1 win over Florida in the last 35 years. Here's their second. They won 20-13. This was a bad loss on Florida's part. Kentucky has kind of been hit or miss this season, but they are undefeated. But being the number 10 team and already taking your second loss of the season lands you right on shit the bed. And Kentucky will probably be in the top 25 next week. Number 11, Ohio State at Rutgers. Ohio State wins 52-13. They handled their business, got out to a huge lead early. Rutgers is a decent team, but Ohio State showed them what they can do, what they're supposed to do. I think that's a good win. All right, number 14, Michigan at Wisconsin. Michigan dominates 38-17. Dang, Wisconsin is 1-3. How did that happen? Wisconsin is actually a decent team. They already have 3 losses. Pretty wild. I think I'll give Michigan a good win. All right, Mississippi State at Texas A&M. Mississippi State wins 26-22. Texas A&M, what are you doing? They took a loss last week against Arkansas, and now they turn around and lose to Mississippi State. That's not a good look. Mississippi State is not very good. Texas A&M, you shit the bed. You take your second loss, and October just started. All right, Monroe at Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina won 59-6. Absolutely destroyed them. Coastal Carolina remains undefeated. Number 16 spot. They may move up a few spots, maybe. I think Coastal Carolina did what they were supposed to do. All right, Western Kentucky at Michigan State. Michigan State won 48-31. That was actually a pretty close game. Michigan State's got to step it up, but they did get the win. I don't think this lands them in the survive category, but it was not a great win. It's a decent win. Fresno State at Hawaii. Everybody's favorite Fresno State lost to Hawaii 27-24. Gives them the second loss of the season. Hawaii unranked. They've already played 6 games. Yeah, they played in week 0 against UCLA. Fresno State being a ranked team, losing to Hawaii. I think they shit the bed, honestly. You got to do better than that. All right, Baylor at Oklahoma State. Baylor is the number 21 team, and Oklahoma was the 19th in the nation. Oklahoma State gets to win 24-14. These were 2 very evenly matched teams, kind of in the same position as being in the Big 12, undefeated, very similarly ranked. Oklahoma State proves that they're the better team, at least on this day. So 24-14, Oklahoma State, congratulations, you get a good win. And Baylor, you took the L. Good luck to you moving forward. Arizona State at UCLA. UCLA was the 20th ranked team. They lose 42-23. This was a bad loss. UCLA already gets their second loss of the season. Pretty much means their season is over as far as any playoff hopes. So I think UCLA shit the bed, to be honest with you. All right, Auburn at LSU. Night game at Death Valley. Auburn wins 24-19. This was an insane game. Bo Nix's touchdown, their first touchdown of the game, where he scrambled and dodged basically their whole team and just slung it to the end zone to their tight end, was insane. This was just a crazy game all around. Auburn wins 24-19. This is one of those games that was hard to pick who would win. Most people gave the edge to LSU just because it was a night game at Death Valley. But Auburn comes in and gets to win 24-19. I think Auburn gets a decent win. LSU's unranked, already has 2 losses. Yeah, that's a decent win. All right, Louisiana Tech at NC State. NC State is freshly in the top 25. Close game, 34-27. Louisiana Tech scored 14 in the 4th. They made this a very close game. NC State's first week in the top 25 gets them a survived tier. Maybe it's something they can build on going forward. Louisville at Wake Forest, another first-timer in the top 25 for the season. Won 37-34. Louisville is an okay team. They're not very good, but they're okay. And Wake Forest gets to win, remains undefeated. 37-34, and Louisville scored 17 in the 4th. I think Wake Forest survives. And we have Boston College at Clemson. Clemson, the 25th ranked team, won 19-13. That was Boston College's first loss. Clemson already has 2. Very low scoring game. Lots of field goals for Clemson. Their offense just is not there. So 19-13. I think it was a decent, okay win. A lot of people were picking Boston College, but Clemson got the win. All right, so I realized after recording the initial video that I forgot to rank Arkansas and Ole Miss for their losses to Georgia and Alabama. And Arkansas would be getting shit to bed for losing 37-0. And Ole Miss gets shit to bed for losing to Alabama 42-21. All right, so there's your top 25 performance list for week 5. Let me know what you think. Did I put some in the wrong tier? Would you move them around? Was I completely wrong on a certain team? Let me know. All right, later.